As a monk, I was trained to walk without fear. It was a good training for me to start walking for peace. You have to be a pilgrim of life. Every journey you are making is a pilgrimage, and therefore you celebrate wherever you are.
Welcome, dear ones. It's sweet to be here with you. We have a beautiful offering called The Rhythm, where we meet a few times a week and meditate on a live video call for 30 minutes, and then take a moment to smile at each other and say hi. It's a real portal of beauty to be gathered with you from all over the world like this. The meditations feel empowering, refreshing, and nourishing. And when you join together with others in this way, the force field is always stronger, allowing you to drop deeper into your meditation. You can join them all or drop in when you can. I would love to share this time with you and see your smiling faces. And I really believe that this is one way that we can use the tools that the internet and the technology are giving us in order to really strengthen our soul force. You can find the link in the show notes. At All That We Are, we want to contribute to a culture of meaning, care, and presence. And we know that wisdom is timeless. And so, in these short, timeless episodes, we bring you something from our archives. Next week, we'll be back with a full length, new, deep conversation. This week's Timeless is from almost 8 years ago, part of a beautiful and powerful conversation we had with Satish Kumar in episode 7 on Jainism, economy, and ecology, called Soil, Soul, and Society, a New Trinity for Our Time. If you don't know the legend that is Satish Kumar, he is one of our elders based here in Devon. Born in Rajasthan, India, he is a renowned Indian-British activist, author, and speaker, known for his lifelong commitment to peace, ecology, and social justice. He became a Jain monk at the age of 9, dedicating his early life to spiritual pursuits. At 18, inspired by Mahatma Gandhi's teachings on non-violence and land reform, he left the monastic life to join Vinoba Bhave's movement advocating for social change in India. Kumar's most notable achievement came in 1962 when he undertook an extraordinary peace pilgrimage of over 8,000 miles on foot to the capitals of the world's nuclear powers, Moscow, Paris, London, and Washington, D.C. This journey was motivated by a desire to promote nuclear disarmament and peace. He famously delivered peace tea packets to the leaders of these nations, emphasizing the need for dialogue and understanding rather than conflict. In addition to his activism, Satish has been a significant figure in ecological education. He served as the editor of Resurgence and Ecologist magazine for over 4 decades and co-founded Schumacher College in Devon, England, which focuses on holistic education and sustainability. His work emphasizes reverential ecology, advocating for a deep respect for nature and the interconnectedness of all life. Satish has authored several books, including his autobiography, No Destination, which chronicles his life journey and philosophical insights. He continues to inspire others through lectures and workshops worldwide, promoting principles of ecological regeneration and spiritual fulfillment. His contributions have earned him numerous accolades, including honorary doctorates from various universities and recognition as a vice president of the RSPCA. Today, Satish remains a prominent voice in discussions on ecology and spirituality, advocating for a more compassionate and sustainable world. I have had the great honor to sit down with Satish in conversation on this podcast, at other events, and around in Devon. Satish is always so generous with his time and his wisdom. His principles of ecology and education advocate for an educational paradigm that is holistic, experiential, service-oriented, and deeply connected to ecological values. By integrating these principles into education systems, Satish seeks to cultivate individuals who are not only knowledgeable, but also compassionate stewards of the earth. Satish's friends and colleagues have recently set up the Satish Kumar Foundation, which now exists to uphold the legacy of Schumacher College and to breathe new life into a movement ready to meet a world in flux, one facing ecological breakdown, social division, political upheaval, and the rapid rise of artificial intelligence. It champions ways of learning and living that nurture care, connection, imagination, resilience, and open pathways towards regenerative and life-affirming futures. This includes supporting the rebirth of Schumacher College, securing a home for Schumacher College, and supporting the many learning centers and projects around the world inspired by Satish Kumar's lifelong dedication to peace, ecology, and holistic education. The Satish Kumar Foundation was founded shortly after the announcement of Schumacher College's closure by the Dartington Hall Trust in August 2024. As a continuation of a living philosophy, a refusal to let an extraordinary flame be extinguished. Many of you listeners and the guests that we've had on All That We Are have been shaped in one way or another by Schumacher College, and so we wish it to have an exciting new life in this new chapter. This Timeless is called How to Walk Through the World Without Fear. It's about cultivating a pilgrim's mindset in a world that often pushes us into the rush of commuting, consuming, and competing. It's a gentle yet powerful call to slow down, walk lightly, and recognize that the whole earth is sacred, and so is every step we take upon it. We hope that hearing just this small part will give you space to contemplate, integrate, and embody what is shared here for the beautiful liberation of this deeply wounded world. Welcome to All That We Are, with me, your host, Amisha Tala Oak. On this show, we explore the weave between activism, the sacred, creativity, and regeneration, the spaces where our inner and outer worlds dance. From healing trauma to nature connection, to new technologies, to ancient wisdom, it's time for us to move beyond silos and into an integrated way of being. Every one of us has ideas and personal experiences to share that can lead us to a more beautiful future. Despite the challenges we face as a global community or the pressures we meet in our daily lives, when we stop and dare to listen, to ask ourselves the big questions, and to share what we are already doing and envisioning, we create the futures of our wildest dreams, and we begin to embody all that we are becoming, and all that is possible.
There was a great poet in India called Kabir, and he was a weaver. And he wrote a beautiful song called Jeeni, 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 Beeni, Chadariya. So he looked at the universe and the life and the society as a woven tapestry. So weaving together is a kind of holistic approach, seeing the big picture. Quite often people become specialists and they only see one part. Either they say, I'm an environmentalist and my job is to protect nature, or they would say, I'm a socialist or humanist or human rights person and my job is to bring human rights or reduce poverty or bring social justice. Or some other people will say, oh, I don't have time for the world. I want to look after myself. And I'm a spiritual person. I must do my yoga, my meditation, my spiritual practices. So people separate and disconnect these different aspects. But if you look at our body is a unity. It contains everything. It's made of earth, air, fire, water, imagination, consciousness, spirit, art, poetry, music, spirituality, love, relationship, compassion. So as a monk, I was trained to walk without fear. And as a monk, I was also trained to live by begging and live without money and trust. So it was a good training for me to start walking for peace from the grave of Mahatma Gandhi in New Delhi to 4 nuclear capitals in the world: Moscow, Paris, London, Washington, D.C. At that time, these were the 4 nuclear capitals. And so the monk's training and a Jain training created that ground, that basis, that foundation that I could do it. That courage to do it. Normally one would fear, how am I going to survive without money abroad in other countries? I'm going to unknown countries, unknown languages, and I'm going through Muslim countries, Christian countries, communist countries, capitalist countries, poor, rich. I'm going through deserts, mountains, snow, rain, storms, wild forests. I mean, one can be discouraged. When I went around the world, I went as a pilgrim, peace pilgrim, earth pilgrim. And when you are a pilgrim, you accept whatever happens and you drop all your expectations. Tourists have expectations. Pilgrims drop expectations. Because if you expect things to happen in a certain way, things don't work out as you expect. And then you end up with disappointment. Pilgrim is never disappointed because not expecting anything. Whatever happens, you embrace. So that open heart, open mind, receptivity, welcoming whatever the situation. If you sleep on the floor, welcome. If you sleep on a 4-poster bed, welcome. No difference, because you are not expecting a 4-poster bed or a floor, because you don't know what you are going to meet or encounter. So whatever situation comes, you accept. That's the mind of a pilgrim. And when you expect anything, then, and when you don't expect it, don't meet, you complain. The hotel was not good, the food was not good, the room was not good, the toilet was not working, the lights were not working. Something is always wrong, because nothing is perfect in the world. So you are always going to find something wrong, and you only focus on something wrong as a tourist. But the moment you accept and enjoy and see whatever is happening, then you celebrate. Whatever. If the rain is coming, you celebrate. If the sun is coming, you celebrate. If the wind is coming, you celebrate. If somebody is abusing you, say thank you, giving me chance to forgive you. Thank you for giving me chance to be patient. So even somebody's abuse, you accept. So that way you can celebrate every moment of your life. And you enjoy whatever is happening. Take pleasure in your action, in your encounters, in your experiences. So tourist mindset is a mindset of complaining, and a pilgrim's mindset is a mindset of celebrating. Everything else is the same. You are traveling, you are walking, you are going to see a temple, you are going to see a beautiful monument, you are going to see a beautiful painting. Whatever you are going, the actions are same, but the mind is different. The consciousness is different. And I like the word pilgrim more than hero, because hero has a kind of macho feeling to it. And you have to be something special. and also has a kind of more masculine feel to it. But the pilgrim word is humble, and whether you are a man or woman, you can be a pilgrim. You can be anybody can be a pilgrim. You don't have to be something special. It's just a consciousness, just a mindset that you have to embrace of a pilgrim. So I like the metaphor of a pilgrim. And pilgrim for me is not only going to sacred places like Santiago de Compostela or Jerusalem or Mount Kailash or some big Palitana or something like that. You have to be, or I wish to be, a pilgrim of life. So then every journey you are making is a pilgrimage. The sacred places are not only sacred places of a particular name or a particular spot, but whole earth is sacred. Whole nature is sacred. Life is sacred. All living beings are sacred. And therefore you celebrate wherever you are. A tree you are sitting under or standing under is sacred. A flower you are looking at is sacred. A bird flying in the sky is sacred. A butterfly you look at is sacred. Even a wild flower is sacred. So that kind of sense of the sacred, you create a reverence for life, respect for life. All life is sacred. And therefore you love life. And the moment you start to love all life equally, then that is the mindset of a pilgrim. And going to special places is only a kind of opening the doors, giving you opportunity to practice that mindset. So I have done various pilgrimages as well, like Santiago de Compostela or Mount Kailash in the Himalayas or some other, or Palitana. But for me, those are kind of metaphorical. In my consciousness, I consider myself a pilgrim of life. My advice to people living in such conditions, in cities and so on, is that try to find a place to live near where you work, so that you are always able to walk 20 minutes, half an hour to your work. And you don't have to go in a bus or in underground rush hour trains or rush hour cars commuting and sitting in the traffic jam. Because those situations of commuting are very stressful. And people come to work exhausted already because they have been frustrated in that rush hour. So first thing I would like people to walk to work and use public transport only when you are going to do something special, visiting a friend or family or some exhibition or something, conference or something like that. But every day commuting to work is stressful, and you cannot be a pilgrim in a commuter rush hour or a traffic jam. Number one. Number two, I would advise that if you are working 5 days a week, negotiate with your company and your workplace to reduce your commitment from 5 days a week to maybe 3 days a week, or maximum 4 days a week, but ideally 3 days a week. No more than 3 days a week working to earn money. And the remaining Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days, take your control of your life. Become the CEO of your own life rather than the CEO of a company. And use those 4 days for your own imaginative, creative work. Art, music, crafts, family, friendship, walking, health, yoga, meditation. There are lots of things which you want to do, but you have no time to do. So reduce your work days, no more than 3 to 4 days, and earn less money. Don't seek more money. Just say, I'll have less money, smaller salary, but more time. And with that less money, consume less, buy less, have less possessions, what you basically need is good food. Don't economize on your food. Don't buy cheap food. Buy expensive, but good, fresh, if possible local, if possible organic, good food. Because your nutrition of your health is fundamental. Everything else will be added to it. If your health is not good, if you're not eating right food, you will not be happy. You cannot have a happy life on a bad diet. So good food, everything else very small. You need few clothes, a few shoes, a few small things. Have comfortable life, elegant simplicity, but don't seek too much clutter. That's the Jain principle of simplicity. So elegant simplicity, live simple life, use less money, and use your imagination and creativity to write books, to write poetry, to give talks, or teach, or do something which will give you joy and satisfaction and happiness. And that will also may bring you some money. If you write books or poetry, they might sell. And one day, you never know, your book might be a bestseller. Who knows? Give your time for imagination. So walk to work and work less.
Thank you for listening. We hope that you have enjoyed this episode and it has sparked some inspiration and creativity in you. This is one of our timeless editions, a short and powerful piece of wisdom for you to contemplate, integrate, and embody. We have an archive of over 200 epics, long, deep conversations for you to explore, share, and enjoy. We keep this podcast advertising free as we don't want to sell you things that you don't need. This is made possible by you supporting our work as a member of Presence Collective, a patron, or through joining our offerings. You can also support us by sharing this with those that you love. Can you send it to 10 people who you know will find it powerful? This podcast is made by an all-female global team. You can explore our world at allthatweare.org and find your ways to take part. All That We Are celebrates all that we are already and the untapped potential that lives inside us. We exist to offer a space of sanctuary in the ever-increasing chaos, a place where you can come and be in good company, a place where you can learn, unlearn, and connect to your own wisdom. And know that in each and every moment, all that we are is here.